Welcome to TWitWoW, the best wrestling podcast made for wrestling fans, by wrestling fans, on the web today. I'm John, that's my cohort and commentary Ashton, and this is our NXT review. And I may come in here with the smooth tones, but somber may be a bit more appropriate. For if Vic Joseph's closing line is anything to go by, we have witnessed a man single-handedly end an era. Big story on NXT, the implosion of the Undisputed Era, but we got a lot of other great stuff too, including a debut that I'm really actually jazzed to talk about. I loved it. I think it was one of my favorite segments of the night. We celebrated the Dusty Classic winners. We got a bit of intrigue in the North American title picture. So I think this NXT a little bit of everything, and it even had a little bit of a return, just, via private jet of Chad McAfee. Pat McAfee cut a little promo about Undisputed Era's recent woes. So I feel like this NXT had a little bit of everything. I deeply appreciated it. Partner, how'd you feel about tonight's episode?
I enjoyed tonight's episode as well. There were definitely multiple moments in the night that had me laughing my ass off, as well as multiple moments in the night that I just straight up was into. And honestly, you mentioned the ending of the show and Vic Joseph's somber tone. That was probably the thing on this show that hit the least for me. Just relative to what it was supposed to make me feel, I felt next to nothing.
All right. Well, we'll get more into that as the show progresses. In the meantime, let's get to our first segment, Heat of the Night. And you know what, partner? I think I'm just going to forego this segment this week. I mean, there were certain decisions that kind of irked me a little bit, but nothing to, devote, 5-10 minutes for. So I'm just going to pass the buck to you. Do you have anything you want to air out?
Yeah, since this is our first official NXT review that we're going to be doing it, fuck Sean Ricker. And we will never acknowledge any of his segments going forward on our NXT reviews.
There you go. Anything else?
That's it.
All right, then let us get into our NXT review. And we begin with a Kyle O'Reilly promo. He comes out, and he more or less says, I'm confused. I don't understand. We said we were going to be different from every other group, and you threw it all away. And I'm just trying to understand why. And I want to, keep an open mind. I want to give you the benefit of the doubt because you're still my brother, Adam. But I'm going to let you know that when you're done telling me whatever it is your reasons are, I'm probably going to punch you in the face. But I still want to hear it. I want to hear it from you. And then so the Undisputed Era music hits, but Roderick Strong comes out, who we know at the end of NXT TakeOver Vengeance Day didn't really pick a side. He seemed very conflicted, in a sense of why are mommy and daddy fighting, except why are my brothers fighting? He says, Kyle, he actually really does seem to be almost taking Adam's side here because he's like, Kyle, listen, man, you know we're passionate competitors, brothers fight. I can already tell you Adam regrets what he did. And Kyle, quite rightly in my mind, all things considered with the story, says, look, Roddy, I don't need to hear it from you. I need to hear it from him. He did it to me. He kicked me in the face. I need to hear it from him. So he's telling Roddy, and then Roddy looks like he's about to get in the ring. And then I loved Kyle when he said, Roddy, I'm telling you, do not get in this ring right now. And it's not because I don't trust you. Actually, it is because I don't know whether to trust you. I don't know who I can trust, Roddy. Then Finn's music hits, and Kyle again, he's really pissed. He's like, this is not about you, Finn. And Finn, being the champion, is not about me. Cole super kicked me in the face first. You're damn right it's about me. You want to talk to Adam Cole? You can take a number behind me, because I've got something to say to Adam Cole as well. They started to get into it. Then for the brand attacks, so, we got Dunn, Lorcan, and Birch laying waste to these three guys, Strong, O'Reilly, and Balor. This would later dovetail into a six-man main event. Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, Finn Balor versus For the Brand. How'd you feel about this opening segment, man?
I thought this was pretty well done. I loved Kyle's passion here.
Kyle's a very underrated promo to me. I think a lot of people focus on his in-ring. I think, because, dude...
I think really it's that he's an underrated actor. He's really convincing.
Definitely. Because I gotta tell you, can I pull it up fast enough not to eat so much time? I can't. Sweet. Let me mute the tab first so this doesn't play over the recording. I had actually gone back and I had watched at the time when you and I were still kind of doing ROH live reactions.
Yeah.
When Kyle O'Reilly got a world title shot against Jay Lethal in 2015.
Mm-hmm.
And Adam Cole had betrayed him in that match. I had gone back and I watched Kyle. It was almost like one of those backstage exclusive things that WWE does all the time. Titled Adam Cole, you piece of, and just cuts off. And it's just O'Reilly again cutting a very passionate, like, Cole, you son of a bitch, like, I told you what that match meant to me, and do you lie 24/7, Cole? And I'm like, I went back and I revisited that, because even though, and I think I really haven't hidden it well, I'm getting kind of tedious of Undisputed Era on NXT. I've made that no secret. The best thing to come out of it is a Kyle O'Reilly, Adam Cole feud, because those two, when they're feuding with each other, are always money. Yep. And I would say that tonight was a further indication of that. I loved what both guys did tonight, particularly Cole, and we'll get to that later. So, yeah, this all breaks down. I agree with you about Kyle O'Reilly, his acting chops and his promo chops. Anything else you want to say about this segment?
I don't think so, no.
Yeah. So next we get a rematch from the Women's Dusty Cup semifinals.
This was a fun match. I enjoyed this.
Yeah, absolutely. The Way versus Ember and Shotzi. Since you already said it was a fun match, anything you want to point out?
Just first of all, loved Gargano on commentary. He was hilarious as usual. Indy had a really good showing here. I love the one moment where she was able to recover in time to throw a big old boot. Like, her boots are really good. I think it's because of her size, because she is on the taller side. She's like, it's weird because like she almost comes off as like a female Austin Theory in the sense that like she's like, you would expect her to be like 5'7", which is like the standard height for women in WWE, where Austin Theory is like 6'1", 6'2", which is kind of the standard height for men in WWE. But she's like 5'10", I think. She's big. And she throws one hell of a boot, and I don't think we saw it in this match, but she can fucking springboard, which is amazing. I really like Indy Hartwell, and I feel like this match was a really good showing from her.
I think Indy is going to be a real gem in the women's division. The more she grows, the more she's running around with the Way. Mm-hmm. Johnny on commentary killed me.
Which time?
Just the whole thing. Yeah. I love because Beth and Beth, I love her. She seems like a real sweetheart, but she had some cringe moments tonight.
She definitely did.
Particularly after the Cameron Grimes stuff. Oh God. But yeah, she's like, maybe this is on you for what you taught the Way. You mean how to be successful? And the way he said it, like, he's so insecure. So Johnny was great. What's with this van? God. And then he goes out.
I'm realizing that I may relate to Johnny on a level that I'm not okay with talking about right now.
Oh my God, you being discomforted in that kind of way does everything for me right now.
In that kind of way?
I'm letting you have that one because I walked right
into it. Yeah, buddy!
But yeah, man, I agree with you about being a fun match. I mean, again, I'm ambivalent about it in a way. Now I got one.
Oh my God, he did the thing, you guys!
Yeah, I was a part of it. Because I just really believe that Ember and Shotzi are above a makeshift tag team. And, like, I don't know, it just kind of irks me that, EO isn't really in the mix with these women. But, it was a fun affair for them both. And really, Austin Theory, I know they missed him and everything, but, like, I don't know, maybe he was better when he was gone, because he does come back down to his freaking underwear and stuff because Johnny had retrieved him. He's bound up with, like that zip tape, like those zip tie things. Mm-hmm. And he's just all smiling, like, and see, that's another thing too. I don't know if I liked it or I didn't like it. I think I just plain laughed with it. But like Austin was still smiley and everything, even though he was in his underwear, had his wrists bound by a zip tie, and like he didn't have like that traumatized look or whatever. It wasn't like Roddy with trunks, right? It was the complete opposite of that. And then they're all just doing the Way dance of like the huddle now that they got him back. But before that, Indy was so happy to see him. She got rolled up by Ember in a really clean looking roll up.
Yeah, we've actually seen Ember use that move before, but I don't know if we've ever actually seen her win with that.
Yeah, well, we did tonight, friend. We did tonight.
Indeed.
So yeah, best thing to come out of this is that Dexter Lumis and Johnny Gargano, this feud, presumably for the North American Championship. I am all about it.
Yep.
After that, we got the Pat McAfee promo. Brother, I know you and I have been missing McAfee. How'd you feel about this?
I mean, he's back. That's all that matters.
I love how he's just like, God, what was that one line he said? He pretty much just called all of us internet wrestling fans losers, and that, like, you know, he was gonna be like,
Yeah, I mean, he's here to brag about how right he was about how much of a piece of shit Adam Cole is.
I feel like this is the heel version of you, like the really heel version of you. Like, I was right about something, and I'm gonna let everybody know it. And like, I don't know.
Pat McAfee might be my final form. I'm not sure.
I was even about to ask, did you feel like you related to Pat McAfee on a deep emotional level? Like, that's.
I should probably consult the chart before saying for certain.
There you go. Oh my God. But yeah, the promo was great. And really, you know what I said to myself, even though I didn't like put this in a note, I said to myself after saying it, this was just a snippet, and I still feel like it was one of the best promos we've gotten in a minute on NXT.
Yes.
Like, not counting an Edge or whatever. And Balor's been pretty good too. I love that line of, they stopped manufacturing the cloth that I'm cut from. So, like, but even so, I still think McAfee, even among the elite on the mic, can hold his own and just have that natural, like, innate charisma.
Yeah.
So, good stuff there. Kushida segment here where he's getting checked on by doctors. Then Bronson Reed, comes in. He's like, oh, you know, Kushida, you know, great effort, but more or less declares his intentions for the North American title. But then, you know, who does the same? The Diamond in the Rust. Tyler Rust.
Yes.
Him and Malcolm Bivens. He says, you know, hey, Kushida, is he medically cleared? And the guy's like, yeah. And Malcolm Bivens more or less sets up a match between Tyler Rust and Kushida for later tonight, which was interesting. I'm excited to talk about that with you. We'll get to that a bit later. After this, though, we got Swerve versus Leon Ruff. And honestly, it was this match I was thinking of when I told you I was just going to forego Heat of the Night for the week. I didn't like that Ruff won this match. I just... God.
Oh, yeah. I tweeted my discontent.
Oh, I did not see that tweet. I should go and look at that.
It was a really, really short one. I literally just said, like, getting real sick of seeing Swerve eat the pin every week.
Yeah, dude, I'm the same way. And I think
this
is
it is.
Another reason...
Getting real sick of watching a talent like Swerve do the job every damn week. That was my tweet.
Yeah. I know it was another reason, man, I was a bit tentative about him turning heel, because I'm like, don't really see when the Cruiserweight Champion's a heel how he has anywhere to go but down. And unfortunately, you're seeing it. And the thing is, too, I want to make perfectly clear, this is nothing against Leon. I think what he does in there is solid, and I think he's got a great story as, like, an underdog babyface. But, like, really, another quote-unquote upset win? I mean, sooner or later, you got to start pumping your chest out and saying these aren't upsets.
Yeah, I was going to say, at this point, I don't understand how we can call Leon Ruff right now, beating Swerve right now, an upset. I feel like that's to be expected. Like, it's literally, when Swerve was coming out, I was like, oh, this is cool, Swerve's coming out. I'm excited. And then I saw Ruff in the ring, and I was like, oh, Swerve's losing. Like, I expected it. Like, that's not upset, in my opinion.
Yeah, exactly. So Ruff gets the win off of a crucifix driver. Post-match beating was fucking brutal. And again, this is where I don't even want to come down hard on Leon Ruff. The dude bumps his fucking ass off.
Yeah.
Swerve did like a Death Valley driver kind of bomb in the corner like we see Hiramu do. But except the thing is, he chucks Ruff.
He just threw him, yeah. And also, I mean, that to me wasn't even the most brutal part about this beatdown, because to me, there was a point when Swerve grabbed Ruff by the upper jaw and picked him up by it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
He fucked him up, bro.
Yeah. Majorly.
And he's more or less saying, like, getting real tired of you getting handed everything.
I didn't like
this. Fight for mine.
Yeah, I was not a fan of this justification because it feels a little too break kayfabe-y. Because, like, in kayfabe, Ruff's first opportunity at the North American title was a complete luck job. Like, he didn't get given that by anyone. That was Johnny Gargano thinking he'd be an easy win. And every other title shot that Ruff had after that was earned because he was literally a former North American champion at that point. Swerve hasn't done anything close to that yet. So this is like, you know, Swerve being like an unreasonable, hypocritical heel. And I don't want him to be that. I want Swerve to be a fucking menacing heel.
I'd like him to... Because, dude, as a babyface, one of the things that I talked about, and I know I haven't talked about it in a minute, was his aesthetic with, like, the sunglasses and, like, a suit that's not really a suit. You know, it's kind of like you're just running some underground shit. I wanted him to keep that energy, man. He's so much cooler than this. Like, and then, like, if we're having this conversation, I've got to own my feelings 100%. Swerve is the most talented, one of the most talented guys on that roster. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
but he's looking like kind of a dork right now. Like, I'm not going to lie. Like, it's not cool to be Swerve right now. And it should always be cool to be Swerve.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just being honest. Like, you know, I can't say it any other way than what it is. This guy's losing matches that he shouldn't be losing. He's having gripes that, like you said, I agree with you 100%. The justifications are very weak. Paper fucking thin. Where's the fucking Swerve that I really believe that it's Swerve's house?
Yeah, like, in my mind, I wish they would book him better, but from an in-universe kayfabe perspective, if you want opportunities, win some fucking matches, dude.
Exactly.
You can't get opportunities if you keep losing to everyone.
Exactly. And you know, that's the thing. Like, we think about him on Lucha Underground, and, like, when he was turning heel there, that had more believability to me and more conviction behind it than the stuff we're seeing here. Stuff we're seeing here seemed, you know, very weak. So I'm looking for him to kind of step the game up a little bit. We'll see how that goes.
I'm just looking for them to start booking him to win fucking matches. That's the only thing that's missing here is just him winning.
Exactly. So I'm very much looking forward to what comes next for Swerve.
I actually did say something in the Discord that I did want to bring up here. You know what the treatment of Swerve right now kind of reminds me of?
What's that?
Dakota Kai.
Yeah, it absolutely has that. Absolutely has.
Just in the way that he's losing and his credibility is dying, and it's like they never built him up enough to kind of be able to knock him down here and have him recover afterwards. Like, there is no recovering easily from this.
No, there isn't.
Because he doesn't have anywhere, like, he doesn't have a mean to regress to that's respectable. Like, his mean right now just is what he is. Because, like, you know, the most impressive thing he's ever done is beat Santos Escobar a couple times. And one of those was when he was still, like, a babyface, you know? Like, it's... I really don't like the way that he's being handled right now. Actually, that's understating it. I fucking hate the way he's being handled right now.
Yeah, so I hope things get better for him. It seems like he's actually going to be feuding with Leon, which, again, this seems like more of a plus for Leon than Swerve. Although in kayfabe, maybe it is a plus for Swerve because Leon was a former North American champion. And when you said that Leon did that and Swerve hasn't done anything close to that, it hurt me to hear that.
Yeah.
Because I really feel like Swerve should have done more by now. But anyway.
Oh, no, I definitely agree with you. He should have. He just hasn't.
Exactly. So after this, God, we're not talking about this. All right. We get Casey Catanzaro, my favorite, and Caden Carter versus Aaliyah and Jessie Kamea, who I actually do like. I actually do like Jessie. I want to see more from her. We got Tian Shaw kind of, looking on, her in the cavalry. Particularly, I think it really was just Zaya and Boa watching because they had a screen promo saying, Zaya, this isn't you. We don't know what's going on with you, but, blah, blah, blah. They win a relatively quick match, I feel like. It was like a neck breaker splash combination double team. Caden with the neck breaker, Casey with the splash. So, fair enough. They get the win off of that. After the match, they confront Zaya and Boa. Casey goes over to Zaya. She's like, oh, hey, Caden, let me handle this. Tries talking to Zaya. I was rolling my eyes the entire time. Yeah, Foster, I know, brother. I know. I had the same thought. I made up the dialogue in my head, and I was just like, yeah, that's probably what she was saying to Zaya.
I wonder if that was her. Like, if the NXT writers were just like, here are your lines for the week, and she was just like, do you think I can slip something in there about caring about other people's safety?
Yeah, Jesus Christ. And then Zaya just takes her hand. She gives her that mark that we know Zaya and Boa got very early on and pretty much says that they're going to have a match next week. So next week we know we're getting Santos Escobar and Piece of Shit, and as well as Zaya versus the diminutive dumbass Casey Catanzaro. So interesting NXT next week. After this, Tyler Rust and Malcolm Bivens backstage. Malcolm Bivens pretty much hypes his man up. And, you got anything to add to this?
No.
All right.
I really had to think about it, but no.
Okay. We got our Dusty Classic trophy presentations. I want you to take the reins on this one. How'd you feel about this segment?
This, I think, was my favorite segment of the night, actually. I fucking love this. MSK are hilarious and a lot of fun. And, like, when they aren't sort of forced to overact and be, you know, pretend to be stoners and like, oh man, we're stoners, isn't that hilarious? And they're just allowed to be themselves. They're genuinely funny. They're fun and they're funny and they're just a joy to watch on the screen.
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree with everything you said. They're already hyping up March 3rd, I believe it was, because in 2 weeks it's going to be NXT as tag teams, because both tag titles, women's tag titles and NXT tag titles, are on the line. So, yeah, they're pretty much saying we're going to be the new tag team champions March 3rd, and kind of hoping they're right, but we'll see how that goes, mainly because I want to see Grizzled Young Vets attack them and be the first challengers. So, yeah, then Raquel and Dakota come out, and this is where I guess business really picks up. Yeah. This is a more prolonged segment.
Yeah.
Dakota saying, you know, dominating, it's never going to get tiring, crushing the competition and dominating, but we live for moments like this, and they're just so proud to be the first ever Women's Dusty Cup winners.
Yeah.
And I'm bothering the next tag champions. And then Shayna and Nia show up.
This fucked me up.
Yeah. So MSK and fucking Beth Phoenix are in the corner eating popcorn, you know, pretty much replicating the New Day kind of gif and meme and all that stuff. And then they're talking trash back and forth. You okay there, bud? You have something you want
Javaris just asked, where'd they get the popcorn from? I want to know, too.
Yeah, I was kind of curious about that as well. But yeah, they're all talking trash about each other. Dakota's like, oh, you know, Raquel, let me introduce you to these two. This is Nia. She's really big, and I love that that's all she really gave Nia, because that's all that she deserves.
Yeah, dude, that might have been my favorite part of the actual promo part of this segment.
Yeah. And then she says, oh, and this is Shayna, who ran away after Rhea beat her ass.
Yes.
And then Raquel, to her credit as a character, saying, oh, you mean the same Rhea that I beat in the last woman standing match? And Dakota said the very same. So, again, you know, credibility-wise, they've built up Raquel so much, dude. I could honestly believe her. When you were talking about Leon Ruff right now, beating Swerve right now isn't an upset, I would say, kind of copy and pasting that, Raquel as she is right now, beating Shayna the way she is right now on the main roster, that's totally believable to me. So I like that they do mention, like, oh, Raquel might have a leg up on Shayna. Shayna mentioning that Dakota Kai is still, you know, scared, whining, and pathetic. Dakota saying, you know, I'm not the same woman I was, but if you have your doubts, you know, why don't you come over here and I'll kick your head off. So it escalates there. Then Nia and Raquel get into it on the mic, and, you know, regardless of how we feel about Raquel, I feel like she kind of smoked Nia here. I mean, laughed.
Is it really surprising that anyone was better than Nia Jax on the mic?
No, because she's just god-awful. But I'll even admit that Raquel got a chuckle out of me, because...
Oh, you mean after Nia and Shayna walked away half the way already?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, and Nia, be careful what you say, because I'm going to shove my boot so far up your hole, you'll never get it out.
Yeah.
That
Dude,
got me. I'm a child.
That line was funny, but Wes Lee's reaction to it was even funnier.
Yeah.
Dude was vibrating. He sold that shit like Devon Dudley sells a chair shot to the head.
He really did. He really did. And Foster, I can confirm, absolutely it could. I think you're 100% right about that. Oh, man.
Oh, my God. Oh,
so
that's a great point, Foster. Wow, look at Alex Foster bringing back references from TWitWoW past.
Dude, he's so fucking beautiful. Holy shit.
Yeah.
But after this, I'm going to leave the floor to you, because this is the Cameron Grimes vignette.
I'm sorry.
With the Cameron Grimes vignette with the song and everything else.
Oh my God. First of all, I mean, say what you will about the shit that Grimes said like a decade ago. Massive shout out to J Will for this song. Holy shit. This song is an absolute bop, whether you like Cameron Grimes or not. Like, wow. I mean, Lil Nas X, eat your heart out, because this gives Old Town Road a run for its money. Are you kidding me? This was so good. And yeah, really, that's all I have to say about it. The song's amazing. Cameron Grimes is fucking hilarious. He wrecked his car that he just bought. And he didn't even care because he just thinks he can buy a new one, no problem. So I'm wondering if they're going to really run this gimmick into the ground and then he's going to get into the ring again when he runs out of money because he's spending it so frivolously, or if they're going to keep this gimmick around for a while and he's going to wrestle with it. We'll see. So I'm very excited about more of these. Jay Will is fucking amazing, and I'm excited to see where it goes.
All right, I agree. Jay Will is immensely talented. That said, we got Tyler Russ versus Kushida. I was kind of hoping for. Well, I mean, we did get a definitive conclusion because it's not like it was like thrown out per se. But don't really know how I felt about the finish here. Solid back and forth between Rust and Kushida. Actually, did seem like Rust might have pulled off the upset because they would have had the perfect backdoor excuse. Like, Kushida had a fucking war with Gargano at TakeOver, which is only a few days ago. But Kushida does get the hoverboard lock in on Rust at one point, and Bivens protecting his investment, and he assures Rust, like, oh, my investment is you. Gets in and, throws the towel, calls the match off. So, yeah, and then Russ seemed a bit frustrated because he, I could have had that one, man. I could have escaped that. And I love how, we can say probably not, nah, but there is that little bit of ambiguity there that, well, maybe Tyler Russ did have something up his sleeve. Maybe he could have escaped it if Bivens had a little bit more faith in him, which just, again, makes me think, is this relationship contentious? Is it going to last? Are they going to get on the same page? I still have a lot of questions just about the dynamic itself between Bivens and Rust. So.
Yeah. I really like, though, because am I reading this correctly that Rust never tapped out? Bivens told the ref to end the match for him?
Yes.
Yeah. That's so intriguing to me. Because, Bivens even said afterwards, I'm protecting my investment. And, that feels like such a unique instance, especially in WWE. Because I feel like we really haven't had anything like that happen in wrestling in general since Conan threw in the towel for Prince Puma in Lucha Underground against Cage.
Yeah. That's a great point.
You know?
Yeah, for sure.
I dig it, man. I dig it. I think it's a really unique kind of plot twist.
Definitely. I would agree with you there.
And the thing is, it makes Malcolm Bivens look like a total sweetheart because he says he's protecting his investment, but really, he might have just been protecting a man. He might just genuinely care about Tyler Rust and want him to be okay,
Well, we know that Malcolm Bivens is just the greatest humanitarian to ever exist, so that's not too much of a leap.
Good point. I can't believe I just completely ignored that fact.
No, it's okay. It's okay. But I am excited for the future of these two, and I know you excitedly messaged me on Facebook, dude, Tyler Rust rubbing shoulders with NA title contenders. I still hope that's the case, man. Because, this dude in ring is ridiculous. And he does have a great look, too. And I want to hear him talk more, but for now he doesn't, need to because he's got Malcolm Bivens, who's a legitimately entertaining talker. Yeah. So, I love everything here. I'm just wondering what the end goal is for NXT. What are you trying to tell us? What do you want to do?
What are you driving at NXT?
Exactly. After this, we get a Zoe Stark debut vignette. It was so, generic in a way that I'm like, oh, okay, debuting woman talent. God knows the women's division. It can never hurt to have a new act. We're going to skip the next segment because fuck that guy. And then we get Zoe Stark versus Valentina for us. And, brother, if I may take the floor on this one, I fucking love this woman already. You know what I thought to myself watching this match? I thought, for every Raquel Gonzalez and for every Dana Brooke, there's one Zoe Stark. That's how great I felt about this woman, where, Dana's got the biceps and the look, and she's green as goose shit. Maybe she's gotten, a little bit better, but nothing to write home about. Raquel, I think, is being way over-pushed beyond her talent level. I think she always looks the best in tag matches, working off Dakota, which is why I'm kind of looking forward to the women's tag title matchup. This Zoe Stark, though, holy shit. She is the kind of look to me, because it's not really an eye-popping look, right? It almost seems pretty standard, all things considered, but has an impressive build. It's the kind of woman performer from the small clips I've seen of NWA Power that you would see there, but then she just puts on fucking clinics. She did a running knee strike that looked brutal. She did a fucking half-and-half suplex that I liked. Had a lot of great power offense, including I think she got a lariat at one point that Valentina really sold well. I got to give her credit too. She bumped pretty nicely here.
Yeah, I like Valentina too. Like I don't want to only praise Zoe because she was great without a doubt, and you can get back to praising her as soon as I finish here. But I did want to give some credit to Valentina. I thought that she did really well here. She's not all that experienced wrestling wise. Zoe is. Zoe's like a 7.5-year pro. She's not new to this. So yeah, Valentina I think impressed me tonight. But yeah, Zoe was clearly the star of this.
Oh yeah, dude, her finish, that like back suplex flip into like I think it's a kick or a knee. She calls it.
It's a knee.
Actually, it's a knee. I thought so. She calls it the GTS, but it's Go to Stark.
Nice.
Gets the win with it. I am really excited about this woman. Do you know how old she is?
No, I don't know how old she is. I know that she was trained by cheerleader Melissa though, so that's huge.
That's talk about credentials. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Really.
She's listed as having been trained by cheerleader Melissa and Allison, not Kay, Allison Danger. That's who it is.
Well, I'll tell you, she is a prospect that's really got me excited for the women's division. Yeah. I can't wait to see more from her. I thought great look, great stuff in ring. And yeah, I don't know how she is on the mic, but God, if she can even talk a little bit, even if she's a Mercedes-esque talker, that's not the worst thing. Hell, like I'm missing fucking Robert Stone being Robert Stone. Snag this woman up, please, if she can't talk. That's only if she really can't talk. Because I feel like a manager really kind of blunts a talent that can talk. But if she can't, pull Robert Stone with her.
Lacey Ryan's 28.
Oh, 20? Not awesome. Awesome. I am so stoked. I am so fucking stoked. Yeah, she's somebody to watch. I even tweeted like at her that I'm a big fan already. And for me to go out of my way to like tweet even before we come together, that just shows you how moved I was by this match.
That's really cool. Yeah.
Great stuff here. Next we get another person we're skipping because it's Cross and Scarlett more or less saying, "Oh, Escobar, you're out of time," because they moved the match to next week. And then I think our main event, because I stopped taking notes at this point. So we get our big 6-man tag, O'Reilly, Strong, and Bauer versus For the Brand. What'd you think about this match, man?
Yeah, the match itself, I don't really have too much to say about. Like, I paid attention to it, but there wasn't really anything that super stood out. I did notice, is it just me, or early on in the match at least, did it seem to you like Roderick and Kyle were only tagging each other and kind of ignoring Finn?
No, because I actually felt the opposite. It seemed like at one point Kyle had to make a tag, and he did tag in Finn and was ignoring Roddy, because Roddy's the one that he had trust issues about.
Huh.
So
that's really weird, because I noticed that there was like a moment where Kyle tagged Roderick, and Finn like had this look on his face like, "What the hell, man? Like, I'm right here." And this is really weird. So I must have just not noticed the moment that you're talking about.
Yeah. And Javar's even saying, no, Kyle and Finn never tagged Roddy. So Roddy was like on the fritz because he tried to like play peacemaker. There was even a segment before this. It was one of those ones where Vic Joseph's voice is dubbed over it, but you could see Kyle and Roddy.
Was Rod? Wait, I'm sorry. I feel like I'm losing my mind here. Did Roderick not have red trunks on? Am I backwards? Was it Roderick that tagged Kyle in?
It might have been Roderick tagging Kyle. I can tell you, Kyle, there was one moment. Maybe there was another distinct moment.
Because I distinctly remember a guy with red trunks getting tagged into the match, and then Finn, who was wearing black trunks, being like, "What the fuck?"
I don't know, man. Because I feel like Roddy and Kyle were both wearing red trunks. They kind of had that synchronicity going on. At least I thought.
Yeah.
Again, I know there was a moment. I'm
losing my fucking mind, I swear.
It's okay. I just know for one moment, like, Kyle did tag in Finn. He looked at Roddy. He opted to tag in Finn. Now, that's not to say that what you're saying didn't happen.
Right.
I just don't recollect it. So, anyway, though, tag match wasn't bad. I think they told a nice story about, For the Brand having the cohesion and, like, this other team being very much on eggshells, a lot of tension because, well, the events of Valentine's Day Takeover. And ultimately, the match breaks down. Finn is taking care of business with, I believe it was Pete Dunne, I want to say. It was either him or Lorcan. But then Burch tries to come in with the NXT Championship. Referee stops him. Finn goes to the top rope for a coup de grace. Cole pushes him off the top rope, so we finally see Adam Cole assert himself.
Yeah.
And then he drums down, he pump kicks Kyle in the face, and then he gets a piece of the steel steps, and he pretty much suplexes Kyle on the steel steps. It was nasty. Like, Kyle just dead right there.
Cole, you could tell Cole hurt himself doing it too, because he really winced and like his back was in pain afterwards.
Exactly. Yeah, it was a nasty spot. So Cole then goes to the back. Roddy is just unaware of everything. He scores a knee, like a knee strike, jumping knee strike. So I want to say again, Lorcan goes for the title, wants to present it to Finn. Finn not knowing what's going on, he does a Pele, taking out Roderick. And he doesn't even know, like, he's just registering, like, oh shit, I hit my partner. I didn't hit any of the For the Brand members. Pete comes from behind with Bitter End. He pins Finn. So we know that Pete can't be done in the world title picture because he just pinned the fucking champion in this tag match. But then after the match, with all this carnage and everything, Finn slowly gets up to his feet. He puts the belt over his shoulder like, okay, I guess I'm getting out of here. And then he turns around and bam, Cole blindsides him with a super kick.
Mm.
You know, almost like very Drew McIntyre-esque when they first debuted.
Yeah.
And yeah, he looks at Finn, then he looks out at Kyle on the outside, and then he grabs the NXT Championship and he holds it up high above his head. So Cole very clearly back to being a heel. Face run really didn't last all that long. And he wants the NXT Championship. He still hasn't given an explanation for why he's taking the shit out on Kyle. Maybe he felt like Kyle was betraying Undisputed Era by being so chummy with Finn. That's the kind of line I'm thinking he'll go with. But yeah, it makes me curious though for the next takeover what the NXT Championship match is going to be because, I mean, again, Dunn just pinned Balor.
Yep.
Cole obviously wants the title.
Yep.
Honestly, at one point, dude, if you want the truth, I even thought that it could be a fatal four-way. Balor, actually, no, it would be. Well, yeah, maybe a fatal four-way. Dunn, Balor, Cole, Kyle. And I don't know if you'd want to get Roderick in there because Finn did Pele him. It would be a weak excuse to get him in there, but either a fatal four-way or a five-way with Dunn, Balor, and formerly Undisputed Era. But yeah, the faction's over now. These guys are probably going to go back to singles. At best,
Dude, you know what? I wonder if they would even make it a six-way and just add Cross to it.
Cross could be. I don't know.
The old six-pack challenge, and maybe even as a way to like simulated elimination chamber without the chamber itself, because there's six guys in that kind of thing.
That is a fair point. It's so weird with Cross. You know, since we are kind of talking about him, I don't want to linger on it too long. Because he is doing the stuff with Escobar, so he's still lower card, but you know he's got that title on his mind. Like, yeah. It's only a matter of time before he gets his rematch.
Exactly.
So Foster really wanted Edge to spear Balor at this point. Yeah, Foster, I definitely agree.
Would have been cool.
Would have been nice.
Foster, if only.
But yeah, that's the title picture. It seems like a very chaotic and frayed scene. We've got Cole, we've got Dunn. Kyle's already mixed it up with Finn. No reason why he can't do it again.
Yeah.
Cross is looking for his championship. Foster, Foster, you're on fire tonight. He's like, or 7 and that Escobar, and he wins. I'm totally cool with that too. Fucking hell. So that was that to make about this closing segment or anything?
I thought it was a good show. That's about it.
All right. High spots, low shots. Let's get into it. My low shot, Kyle O'Reilly. Came for an explanation, ended up with a beatdown. So nothing more to say than that. And his team lost the match. Who's your low shot?
The Way.
Yeah, pretty straightforward.
Lost their match. Theory got, I don't want to say humiliated because the dude's fucking shredded, but he did, get stripped down to his skivvies.
Yeah, he did. He absolutely did. High spot, Zoe Stark. Great debut. Really excited about her. Got me to actually, tweet outside of my watching the program and before we came on for the podcast. So anybody that makes that impression on me, I'll seal the deal. High spot, first night out. Who's your high spot?
Nice. This is a tougher one for me. I'm probably just forgetting someone. You know what? I'm going to add honorable mention to my low shot, Swerve, for losing to Ruff and losing his cool afterwards.
There you go.
But high spot, though, I always struggle so much with this. just because I struggle to remember everything and I didn't even take notes tonight. Fuck. Who?
You could give it to Pat McAfee for such a great promo.
Dude, believe it or not, that was the first person that came to my mind, but I wanted to give it to someone that actually won a match tonight. Who won matches tonight?
Ember and Shotzi won matches tonight. For the Brand won a match tonight.
Yeah.
Casey and Caden won their match tonight.
Yeah, Leon Ruff.
Kushida won his match tonight.
Who did Kushida beat again? Russ, that's right. Yeah. Oh, damn. I don't like any of those, though. Fuck it. I will give it to McAfee, just because I don't like any of the people that... Oh, you know what? Thank you, Javaris. High Spots MSK. They made me laugh super duper hard, especially Wesley.
Sweet. You want to give an honorary high spot, though, to Pat McAfee? Just to kind
yes. Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah. I was on my way to giving him a proper one. I might as well.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, guys. This has been NXT. This has been TWitWoW, the best wrestling podcast made for wrestling fans, by wrestling fans, on the web today. I'm John. That's my cohort and commentary, Ashton. Guys, be sure to like the video as you file it. The more likes you leave, the more likely you are to be the top search result for NXT reviews on YouTube. And when you're the best at what you do, the top is the only place that you belong. So please leave that like. Be sure to comment down below when this video is done processing. What do you think will be the next NXT Championship defense for Finn Balor, presumably at the next TakeOver? Do we think a six-pack challenge? Do we think a 7+ Escobar? A completely different matchup? Let us know what you're thinking there. Talk to us. Subscribe, click the bell icon for notifications so you never get miss any of that TwitWoW goodness. Check out everything we're involved in the description box below. You can check us both out on Twitter. I'm at John_TwitWoW. Be on the lookout for my pinned tweet. It is to collect Q&A questions. Q&A is the last Thursday of every month. This month, Q&A will be February 25th. So we're actually 8 days away from Q&A. That happens at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And non-Patreon donors get 3 Q&A questions. But if you donate $1 to the TwitWoW Patreon, which you can also find in the description box below, you get up to questions for a total of 5. You can submit Q&A questions through YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and Discord. Ashton's Twitter, at Ashton_TwitWoW, has the recording schedule for every month. So right now, obviously, we're in the month of February. I will get to what's on tap for us for the remainder of this week in a moment. But if you ever want to know what's going on with TwitWoW, you can always just check the schedule and find out. Also, as it relates to the Patreon, one more thing, we do have a TwitWoW Discord. That is $3 a month for membership. It's really just a great community, a lot of passionate conversations about everything from music and television to the events of pro wrestling to even events in real life, because it's affecting all of us out here. And we've also started doing Among Us Mondays, which is really cool because we're all such a shit product. Rather than watching it, we just get together with our intimate Discord and we play rounds of Among Us. It's a really great time, great group of people. If you want to be a part of it, again, $3 and just make sure you have Among Us installed. It's a good time. So, with all that said, to go over the rest of this week. Today was the 17th. Tomorrow we have nothing. It's a day off. You guys can get a breather. Get your bodies ready for more TwitWoW content because Friday the 19th, we are covering Stardom's Valentine's Day show at Korakuen. We're going to be live right into that at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Then 10 p.m. Eastern Time, we are doing a SmackDown review. Then Saturday the 20th at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, we are previewing and predicting Elimination Chamber 2021. And then Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, we'll be live reacting to that same show. Then the next week, we're off Monday, nothing Monday. But then Tuesday the 23rd, we have a Patreon request courtesy of Craig Skiff. We'll be live reacting to WrestleMania 25. Then the 24th, we'll be live reacting to Stardom's February 20th show. That'll be 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Then 10 p.m. Eastern Time, it's the NXT review. Thursday's Q&A, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. So again, you guys got 8 days to get in your questions. Please get them in. 3 for non-Patreon donors, 5 for Patreon donors of $1. YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Discord. And by Twitter, I mean my pin tweet at John_TwitWoW. Friday 26th, 5 p.m. Eastern Time, Stardom's February 21st show, live reactions. And, of course, SmackDown review at 10. And then Saturday and Sunday, because it's hanging in the air right now, we might be live reacting to Castle Attack. It depends on the card. But if we do react to that, we have both those shows slated at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. So, a lot of great content coming your way, guys, for the remainder of the month. And I'm going to stop there because, again, I only wanted to focus on February because the rest of the stuff gets into March. So we'll see you again most immediately on Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time for Stardom's Valentine's Day show in Korakuen, live reacting to that. after how amazing the show was today. I'm excited what this show's going to have in store. Headlined, of course, by the Goddesses of Stardom titles being defended. Black Widows, Konami and B. Priestley versus Himeka and Micah. So be sure to join us then, guys. Until then, be good to yourselves, be good to each other. Tune in. Peace out.